Hey, good evening, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be answering the age-old question. Whenever I post a card show video, are baseball cards overpriced? It seems to be a lot of the feedback that I receive is that question, or not so much a question, but comments reflecting the show. And I attend a lot of shows. I attend the big shows and the small shows, the National, and you got the East Coast National, and you have a lot of smaller shows too. And there's a lot of parallels between these shows. I guess the biggest difference is that you have more options at some of those big shows. But I think the approach is all the same no matter how you look at it. And it's just a matter of putting it into perspective. Yes, cards can be overpriced, and there are dealers that will charge more for their cards. So you just have to, in my mind, this is like when I navigate card shows, I just think about a couple of different things. So I'm going to go through them and we'll just kind of channel this together. And if anybody has any comments or suggestions on what they think could improve someone's experience at a card show, definitely leave it in the comments below and I'll definitely share them. So the first thing I always look for is prices on stickers, right? Like prices on stickers, this is a no-brainer. I think if I'm walking up to a table and I don't see prices on stickers, it makes the experience a little bit more challenging, and it's more like a guess what the price is. And it's just, as a buyer, it's not really a great experience. So I tend to gravitate my time a lot towards the dealers that have prices already laid out. So for those tables that have them, that have the prices, it's perfect. And a lot of these guys do have them. A lot of these big dealers like Ash and Stan and William Chappell, a lot of these guys, Howard, have these prices laid out ready to go so you can see what they're asking for. It just makes the experience a lot easier. And as a dealer myself, like I just completely agree on that concept. Put the prices out there, you'll get more people at your table. So prices on stickers, it makes the experience a lot better and a lot more calming and relaxing when you're finding the card you want. You know exactly what the dealer wants and what they're asking for, and then you can work from there. That's the first thing I always look for, and I think a lot of other content creators feel the same way. The second thing is about attitude. I mean, your attitude will, your body language, everything will be important when you go to a table and you find a card you want. And it's also the same with the dealer. I mean, if the dealer has a bad attitude, obviously the experience is not going to go very well. And if you negotiate a deal, try to negotiate, it may go south. So, and they happen. That just comes with experience over time, where you go to a table, you find a card that let's say it's already sticker priced, but the dealer, is not feeling it, or you're not feeling it. So then you just move on. And it goes both ways. I mean, as a dealer myself, I've seen it where I've had buyers come up, or not too many, like a very rare occasion, I had a buyer come up and was either very critical of the cards and started criticizing it, and obviously it just creates a negative experience. So it just makes it very difficult at that point to be able to work out a deal. So I think having a positive attitude, having a great discussion to start with the dealer, and seeing if you're able to work out a deal goes a long way. So I'd say having a positive attitude, a good attitude, and purchasing a card that you want, it'll go a long way, make the negotiating process a lot easier, and you build a good relationship with that dealer going forward in the event that you see that person again at another show. So I would say attitude is important. And finally, resources. Resources. What does that mean? As a dealer and a buyer, you need to have your resources ready. And this is just a matter of, if you need to look up a price, your phone. Your phone is your best resource. And so what that will look like essentially is, if you need to look up a card, you can use 130 Point. For example, 130 Point is a great resource. It's free of charge, and they just developed an app, so even better. And a lot of dealers use this. They use other paid services like vintagecardprices.com as well. VCP is what they call it for short. They also have an app. Those tell you the prices of graded cards. So resources are very important because that kind of gives you a foundation. You can see what the dealer is asking for on a card, and then you can see what they're going for on 130 point. This just makes the negotiating process a little bit smoother instead of just throwing out an offer that is just from outer space. You don't know exactly how much the card goes for. It's important to know. So having the resources, your phone, assuming the internet's working smoothly. Obviously there were some hiccups at some of the shows that we've all gone to, but chances are you'll be able to access the 130 point or VCP if you use a paid service, and be able to kind of help alleviate a lot of that stress or concern of how much is this card going for, what would be a fair offer to negotiate. A lot of my negotiations were because of having these resources. I don't know if, yeah, the Mathewson portrait I have up there, can't really see it because it's blocked, but that came from me I've worked with William Chappell before a number of times on some deals, and I always look up what a card is going for, and I see if we can work out a deal that, obviously if the sticker price is there, to work out a deal based on what they're comping for, and to kind of make it fair for both sides. So I find that using 130 point, using resources, very important. So again, let me stress this: resources, positive attitude. It's all about the attitude on both sides. It's got to be good on both. And also prices on stickers, very important. Have your cards priced so that it makes the experience and process a lot easier. And it doesn't hurt to, and let me just finally say this, because I didn't put this in text, but I will say this much: you never know if the price on a card is, outrageous. You can, again, attitude, talk with the dealer, see where they're at, and you might be able to work out a deal despite the price. You really never know, so you have to speak up and make an offer. As long as you use your resources, have the attitude, a positive attitude, you never know. So I really think that for those that are concerned or critical of card shows and feel like everything's overpriced, you really have to kind of take a leap of faith and be able to have these conversations with dealers, because again, you build good relationships over time and you can work out good deals that way. So I hope this helps. I mean, I'm just chiming some of my experiences in, and let me know in the comments below some of the things that you might suggest that would be helpful as well, and we can kind of add on to this over time maybe. So thank you guys so much for watching. I don't want to make this too long, so look forward to seeing you guys soon. More to come. I'll definitely be sharing some later this week, so take care.